What is the real difference between 4H and 4L? Because on many 4x4s, those two settings sit right next to each other, but they are not the same thing. 4H helps the vehicle keep traction at more normal speeds. 4L is for slow, controlled movement when the terrain becomes serious. Same four-wheel drive family, very different job. How does this connect to the previous four-wheel drive video? In the last episode, we looked at how four-wheel drive works through the transfer case and why it is more of a driver-controlled traction tool than a magic button. Now we are going one layer deeper into the modes people see on the selector, but do not always fully understand. 2H, 4H, and 4L. So what do 2H, 4H, and 4L actually mean? In simple language, 2H usually means two-wheel drive, high range. 4H means four-wheel drive, high range, and 4L means four-wheel drive, low range. The letter H means high range. The letter L means low range. That little letter changes the whole job. What happens in 2H? In many part-time four-wheel drive vehicles, 2H is the normal road driving mode. The vehicle is in high range, and usually only two wheels are being driven, often the rear wheels and backies and traditional 4x4s. This is the mode you normally use when the road is dry, sealed, and traction is not a problem. What changes when you select 4H? In simple terms, the vehicle starts driving both axles in high range. That means you get extra traction help, but the gearing still allows more normal driving speeds. 4H is useful when the surface is loose or slippery, gravel, mud, sand roads, wet farm tracks, snowy roads, or uneven surfaces where two driven wheels may struggle. When should you think about using 4H? Use it when you still need to move at a reasonable pace, but the surface does not offer normal road grip. Think loose gravel, slippery dirt, light mud, wet grass, snow, or a sandy track where the vehicle still has room to roll. 4H is not the crawling mode. It is the extra traction high range mode. Why does 4L feel so different from 4H? Because 4L engages low range. The transfer case changes the gearing so the vehicle moves slower, but with more torque multiplication at the wheels. That means the engine does not have to work as hard to crawl over tough terrain. You get control, not speed.
When should you think about using 4L? Use it when the terrain is tough enough that speed becomes your enemy. Steep climbs, rocky sections, deep ruts, slow descents, heavy pulling, or moments where you need the vehicle to crawl instead of rush. 4L is not about going faster. It is about moving with more control. So what is the simple difference between 4H and 4L? Here is the clean, car what version? 4H helps you keep moving when grip is low, but speed is still normal-ish. 4L helps you crawl when the terrain is tough, and control matters more than speed. 4H keeps you moving. 4L helps you crawl. What happens if you use the wrong mode? If you use 4H when the terrain really needs 4L, you may carry too much speed, fight the vehicle, overwork the clutch or brakes, and lose control. If you use 4L when you should be in 4H, the vehicle may feel unnecessarily slow and aggressive. And in some part-time systems, using locked four-wheel drive modes on dry, high-grip roads can cause drivetrain stress. The right mode matters. Why do owner manuals matter with four-wheel drive modes? Because not every four-wheel drive system behaves the same. Some are part-time systems where certain modes are meant for loose surfaces. Some are full-time systems with a center differential. Some modern vehicles add automatic modes. So this video gives the simple understanding, but your vehicle manual tells the exact rules for your specific system. Does choosing 4H or 4L guarantee you will not get stuck? No. The mode helps, but tires still matter. Ground clearance still matters. Momentum still matters. Line choice still matters. Driver judgment still matters. 4H and 4L are powerful tools, but they cannot save a bad tire, a bad line, or too much confidence. Have you ever used 4H or 4L in real life? Drop your experience in the comments. Was it sand, mud, gravel, a farm road, a steep driveway, or an actual off-road trail?
Your comment might help someone else choose the right mode before they choose the expensive recovery option. So, what is the real car what lesson? 4H is for extra traction when the surface is loose, but you still need normalish movement. 4L is for slow control when the terrain is tough and the vehicle needs torque multiplication. Do not just select the most aggressive mode because it sounds stronger. Select the mode that matches the surface and the job. What drivetrain question should we explain next? Diff lock versus traction control? Why four-wheel drive still gets stuck? Or front-wheel drive versus rear-wheel drive versus all-wheel drive versus four-wheel drive? Drop your suggestion below. And if this helped you understand 4H and 4L without turning your brain into a gearbox, like the video and subscribe to Car What for more simple answers to car questions people actually ask.